Did you know that even in 2025, America's migration patterns are still shaped by silent racial shifts? While history books talk about the Great Migration of Black Americans heading north, there's a new kind of migration happening today, one where Black cities are rising stronger than ever, while many white residents quietly move away. Welcome to 10 Globe Trips, and today, we're diving into 10 U.S. cities that became too Black for white Americans, places where Black culture, wealth, and political power are thriving like never before. Stay tuned, because some of these might truly surprise you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because the world you think you know is only the beginning. Number 10. Prince George's County, Maryland. Prince George's County is often called the crown jewel of Black America, and it's not an exaggeration. In 2025, over 65% of the county's 950,000 residents are Black. Median household income now exceeds $98,000, putting it far above the national Black median and even rivaling some majority white counties nearby. With luxury neighborhoods like Mitchellville and Woodmore boasting Black millionaires, PG County has redefined what success looks like in America. White flight began in the 1970s as Black families moved into previously segregated neighborhoods. Today, the quiet migration is complete, and PG County is a living testament to Black prosperity without apology. Number 9. Ferguson, Missouri. Ferguson's transformation is deeply personal for its residents. After the protests of 2014, the city's demographics accelerated, and by 2025, over 71% of its 17,000 residents are Black. Black political representation surged. Ferguson elected its first Black mayor in 2020, and today, most of the city council is Black as well. Meanwhile, white residents steadily moved westward into towns like Florissant and Hazelwood. The Ferguson of today is not defined by conflict, but by community gardens, grassroots art projects, and youth entrepreneurship programs aiming to rebuild from within. It's a reminder that protest can spark permanent change if the people stay and build. Number 8. Gary, Indiana. Gary was once dubbed the Magic City when U.S. Steel built it in 1906, but as jobs disappeared, so did much of its white population. In 2025, Gary is 84% Black, with only 11% white residents remaining, mostly elderly. Despite a median household income below the national average, young Black entrepreneurs are launching new tech incubators, restaurants, and music venues. Gary's airport, once abandoned, has recently reopened under Black leadership, aiming to connect the city with Chicago's economy. Though scars from deindustrialization remain, Gary is writing its own comeback story, and it's Black-led, not corporate-led. Number 6. New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans, despite suffering one of the worst natural disasters in U.S. history, continues to beat with Black cultural brilliance. In 2025, about 58% of the city's 400,000 residents are Black, and that number is climbing again as Black families return. New Orleans has added over 250 new Black-owned businesses since 2020, especially in food, tourism, and healthcare. Meanwhile, white migration to the North Shore suburbs has increased by 15% over the last 5 years. Despite the pressures of gentrification, the true New Orleans, from Mardi Gras Indians to Black brass bands, remains deeply rooted in Black heritage. Number 5. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis has always been a Black city at heart, and by 2025, it's officially 67% Black among its 630,000 residents. The Memphis music scene, powered by Black talent, remains a dominant cultural force globally. But beyond music, Memphis is now home to one of the fastest-growing Black tech scenes in the South, with hubs like the epicenter driving innovation. In contrast, white residents have fled eastward. Germantown, once a farming village, is now a majority white suburb that grew by 20% in the past decade. But downtown Memphis belongs to Black creatives, visionaries, and business owners shaping the city for generations. Number 4. Jackson, Mississippi. In 2025, Jackson stands with pride. 84% of its 150,000 residents are Black, making it one of the most dominantly Black major cities in America. The Jackson story is a tale of fighting systemic neglect, from water crises to underfunded schools. Instead of giving up, Black leaders are stepping up. Mayor Chokwanter Lumumba's re-election campaign focused on making Jackson the most radical city on the planet, and change is happening. New Black-led cooperatives, housing initiatives, and social justice movements are gaining ground. Suburbanization trends show a 22% growth in nearby white enclaves, but Jackson's soul remains defiantly and proudly Black. Number 3. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit's population in 2025 stands at around 620,000 people, with 78% identifying as Black. Following its historic bankruptcy in 2013, the media often highlights the shiny redevelopment of Midtown and downtown. But beneath the surface, the real rebirth is happening at the grassroots level, led by Detroit's resilient Black community. Over 60% of small business licenses issued in the last 3 years have gone to Black entrepreneurs, launching everything from tech startups and logistics firms to soul food restaurants and fashion boutiques. The Detroit Black Farmer Land Fund has helped triple the number of Black-owned urban farms since 2020, reclaiming once vacant lots into hubs of fresh food and economic independence. Cultural spaces like the Motown Museum expansion and the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History are attracting both tourists and young local creatives. Meanwhile, areas like North End and Bagley are seeing waves of Black homeowners restoring historic properties. In contrast, nearby Oakland and Macomb counties have seen their white populations grow by 10% over the past 5 years, further highlighting the racial shifts. While big developers profit from flashy projects, Detroit's future, vibrant, Black-led, and unapologetically creative, is being built by those who never left and never gave out. Number 2. Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore remains around 63% Black as of 2025 among its 570,000 residents, a city layered with a rich history dating back to freed slaves establishing communities like Upton and Fells Point in the early 1800s. In recent years, Black-led revitalization efforts have been reshaping the city from the inside out. Organizations like the Baltimore Black-led Solidarity Fund and Build Baltimore have invested millions into creating affordable housing, supporting Black-owned businesses, and rebuilding parks and schools. Areas such as West Baltimore and Cherry Hill are undergoing transformations, focusing on resident-driven development rather than outside gentrification. New cultural hubs like the UB Blake Cultural Center and Motor House highlight the city's artistic revival, while Black entrepreneurs lead in tech, healthcare, and education. Despite these successes, white flight persists. Baltimore County's white population has increased by 12% over the past 5 years, fueled by those seeking suburban living. But inside the city, festivals like AFRAM, the expansion of Morgan State University, and the booming Black Tech Corridor along North Avenue show that Baltimore's renaissance is owned by its Black citizens, who are reclaiming and redefining their city on their own terms. Number 1. Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta is undeniably America's Black Mecca, and in 2025, that title is stronger than ever. The city's population now stands at 520,000 residents, with 54% identifying as Black. Median income for Black households has risen to $58,000, beating the national Black average by more than 20%. Thanks to Atlanta's booming industries in tech, film, logistics, and finance. Major developments like the Microsoft campus expansion on the West Side and Tyler Perry Studios' new productions continue to create thousands of new jobs, particularly for young Black professionals. Educational powerhouses like Spelman College, Morehouse College, and Clark Atlanta University are producing a new generation of leaders in politics, medicine, and media. Meanwhile, white flight continues. Forsyth, Cherokee, and Walton counties are seeing a surge in white population growth, while Atlanta itself deepens its Black cultural roots. Areas like Cascade Heights, West End, and Southwest Atlanta are witnessing a resurgence of Black homeownership, reversing decades of disinvestment. Cultural movements like Trap Music Museum and murals celebrating civil rights icons and modern-day heroes flood the city's landscape. Atlanta's soul, from Bankhead to Buckhead, remains defiantly Black, creative, and electric, reminding the world that Black excellence isn't a trend here, it's the foundation. Today's migrations tell a bigger story, one where Black America is building power, wealth, and culture on its own terms. These cities show that true community doesn't shrink under pressure, it rises. Which city amazed you the most? Tell us in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, and join us for the next deep dive into the untold sides of our world. Here on 10 Globe Trips,